Alright, good evening and welcome to a new Europa Universalis 4 campaign. We stuck a knife into the back of Mazab because frankly there was just too much blobbing for the sake of blobbing to go on there. And I wasn't eligible for the achievement anyway, although I must find a way around that. In any case, our new achievement run is going to be Ideas Guy. So, Bornholm seems like a good enough place to start since it is 111. So whenever you're picking a nation for Ideas Guy, oh, and if you don't know Ideas Guy, you must start with a 111 province, but you get up to 800 points to spend, which is really quite wonderful. It means you can just go, yeah, I want 666 in everything, with the youngest rulers possible, just so they last as long as possible. Make them male, make them female, what difference does it make? And you always want the very best of ideas. So straight away, the best morale that you can get, and the best discipline, if my pathetic eyes can find it for me. Goes down a treat. As well as that, you'll want the very best of core creation cost. Tax? No thank you, tax. Ah yeah, they get that autonomy down straight away. But already this just really goes against the spirit of the game. And I'm really glad that there was someone else that really understood that. So if we hit that wee load button there, we've got a little custom-made one here by C Space Echo from the chat who sent it in. So let's just load that up, shall we? Let's just load it up indeed. So what they've made for us here is Greater Denmark with the adjective of glorious. The ugliest coat of arms you could possibly make. And it seems that we are governed by Master Higgins de Valois. Higgins, as you may know from the Adventure Island game that whooped my ass. Staggering stats of 0, 0, 0. And it's a good thing he's young so that he will rule for a long, long time. Speaking of people that live forever, we have Maria Theresa de Valois. Horrific monstrosity that is. She's going to live forever as well. At least she has that 1 point in diplomatic. We are Danish, and as a culturally enlightened Swede, this disgusts me. We've got Norse. It was Zoroastrianism, but I changed it to Norse so that I could grab for Odin. Yeah, being a little optimistic here. Chinese technology group. Now that really is the punch to the gut. At least it was Eastern or Anatolian. We could westernize for, quote, free on that one. Matte graphics of Inuit. Inuit aren't even a complete supported graphic, so that's just even worse. That is just even worse. And we're a tribal monarchy, so we have to reform the government, of which we are the lowest government rank. That hurts. But it doesn't hurt nearly as much as the brilliant idea set, which he told me was tailor-made for my playstyle. I'm sure you can see them right there. I'm sure you're not dumb, but we'll go through them anyway. We get Imperial Authority plus 10%. We're not Christian. We're not even able to join the HRE without some jiggery-pokery. Prestige from naval battles plus 100%, which is just... You know, that's what's costing us all of our points. It's costing 36 of our 31 points. If we didn't have that, we'd be in the negatives. Embargo Efficiency, and I may as well read these through, since it even comes with some brilliant custom names. I'm also curious how the audio is. It's striking me as a little loud from the music, but you do let me know. I'm actually going to knock that down a notch. So we have Embargo Efficiency, ban the unworthy. Chancellor William has suggested that banning certain unwanted foreign elements from our markets and harbours could bolster our profits. He can barely finish his case when the king shouts, "Of course! Who knows bans better than us?" I'm sure the chatters will know what we're on about there. Transport cost minus 10% cog wall. After a lengthy explanation on the difference of boats and the king's collection of small painted discs, Arch-Chancellor William again, may take funds from the royal treasury to acquire the finest The finest used cogs for the realm, not even new, we gotta buy them used. Tariffs plus 10% monetize the marriageable women, and Grand Vizier William has bolstered the realm's funds by finding a use for marriageable women other than firewood. Madame Lucy and her girls are very popular in the waterfronts of our colony of Adventure Island. We're not going to be colonizing. Blockade efficiency plus 10%, Cogwall 2 electric boogaloo. Grand Admiral William's discovery that boats can't go through other boats has forever changed our naval doctrine. I'll be the judge of that. Chance of new heir plus 50% for our tribal country. Princess Maker Bed Chamberlain William has assured the king that under his treatment Queen Gertruda is sure to bear many heirs to the realm. It's getting painful. Tolerance of heretics. William again. Silver Surfage. Witchsmeller General William assures that tolerance to people that don't exist will not be an issue. He urges us to think of the children as he does. Last idea available, mercenaries 37.5%, influx of baked bakers. War Chief William informs us that a large group of bakers have become unemployed recently. Most are only slightly singed and able to hold a weapon, if you don't mind the screams. And our finisher, of course tailor-made for the way I play, interest per annum -1. Expand financial markets. I don't take loans. This is going to be horrible, but I appreciate the thought. We're going to roll with it. And good, all settings to normal. Fantasy Random New World uncommon. We're not going to play with a randomized New World since I doubt we'll be having a presence there. Hit that play button. We are going for Iron William mode. Bad ideas, guy. Keeper of the Seven Keys is asking, why are you playing with the most carefully crafted worst idea set ever? And Thagnus asks, no, he's not asking, he's saying For Odin requires a stone Greenland, of course. Why are we playing with this? Well, I received this and I cringed at how awful they were, but in my gut I was really excited at the idea of playing with such a horrible idea set, and that is why we are where we are at the moment. I'll be honest, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. We're here on Bornholm. It is, thankfully, starts with our religion if we change our religion, so it is Norse. We don't get nice, we get Norse. But the Danes are going to want this province. Like, they're already wanting our province. -12, hostile. That's not good, and I can't really take on Denmark, especially since with the changes, Sweden no longer have cores on, well, rightful Swedish land, so Sweden isn't going to be so gung-ho. They might, but depends how the Pretenders do, or how Denmark do against the Pretenders. So Denmark is one of our possible openers into. We also have Pomerania to our south. Surprise, surprise, hostile towards us. That's not good news. It's the opposite of good news. And that would mean attacking into the HRE, and you might think, Jake, join the HRE. You'll get Imperial protection. Greater Denmark is not a Christian nation, so it cannot add provinces to the Holy Roman Empire. That's a further kick in the gut. Of course, there's Teutonic Order, also hostile towards us. Just jump on that train. The only province of theirs we could fabricate upon is Danzig, and I assure you the Poles will come knocking. So, I have no idea where to go from here. We're just going to play it by ear. But first thing I'm going to do is refuse to pay my army, because I can't even make ends meet like that. We have a pathetic trading fleet. We might as well get it trading in Lubeck. The rest of them just get on that mothball, because I can't afford diddly squat at the moment. Yeah, indeed, they're terrified of my imperial authority. That's why they won't let us in. Have you ever seen prestige from naval battles? I think that's tied to Neapolitan and maybe Nexus ideas. It's straining my knowledge to think where such an awful idea is used. Advisors can't afford them. I don't even know where to put my focus because we're Chinese technology, adding a staggering 60% to cost. Military might be the best idea, and by might I mean most certainly is. I don't want to click it though because I get so little of anything. I wouldn't be able to core, I wouldn't be able to stab up. It's painful. I don't know where to click. Okay, so everybody hates us, we make no money, we have no friends, we have nothing. And I always say, as long as I have one edge, I know what to do in this game. I am feeling pretty spherical at this moment. Oh well. What can we work with? There must be something. There must be something we have. Merchant placement looks alright-ish. Dragging that money into Lubeck, where we almost have a bit of power and can milk that. I'm wondering if it might be better to throw our merchant there as well, because Greater Denmark only has almost nothing, but we would get another 2 if we had a merchant plus 10% in... Please spare me. Okay. Let's put some actual thought into this. As a Norse god, we actually get a quite good religion, at the very least, so deities are the order for the day. Legitimacy, core creation cost, tax, manpower, shock defense. Unrest and discipline is extremely tempting, but I'm going to take Tor for one reason, and one reason only. It's because it guarantees us a shock pip when we make our great chief Higgins de Valois military general. It'll be at least 1, hopefully, I don't know, 6. This game tests me ever so. Horrible times. Absolutely horrible. So what I'm going to do is get relations up with Teutonic Order. Again, they hate our guts. Oh god, they hate our guts a lot. Man, that's worse than I'd thought. Okay, there is one thing I can actually use. 7 pips on a 0 general with all that is actually miraculous, but yikes. Okay, things that we can use to our advantage. Pomerania, Denmark, and Teutonic Order all hate our guts, but we can use that because we can appeal to their enemies. Poland, Bohemia, Brandenburg looking to be the best of a bad bunch so far. Scotland, Lithuania, Novgorod, huh? This means, for example, with Brandenburg, when I go to them and ask for an alliance, they say, yeah, wrong religion, neutral, your army is pathetic. They count all these things against us, but we do get a bonus because we're threatened by Pomerania, who is their enemy. That applies to you as well, but there is no chance in hell you're going to want to ally me, and there's no chance I'll want to ally you either, because the Poles will come knocking. 25% chance that they will ditch that Lithuanian union, but... 5 fire. Higgins is truly a man ahead of his time. Now, whilst I might want Higgins in charge of the army to increase his chance of death, I really don't want a chance of regency. Is Teresa's even an average claim? This is horrible. Ugh. We may be de Valois, but there is no chance of scoring that incredible union because, hey, we are... Oh, actually, forget I said anything. So yeah, sadly Denmark are not enemies of Lubeck, so I can't really get that bonus with your friends, but I have to consider other avenues. I need a friend, any friend, preferably a friend that's good on the naval front so it actually keeps us somewhat secure. Brandenburg is an option, but we don't have much of a bonus there. When we get our opinion up there, we're only looking at plus 20 at best. That won't overcome the 13. So it's probably better to be opportunistic. We're going to be hitting that speed 5 a lot, I rather think, and we're going to keep our belt tightened. Almost forgot, we have all of our estates here. And what I'm thinking of doing is just, since they're not really going to get any territory influence, I think I'll just give them everything they could possibly want. It's not going to cost us much right here, right now. But at least it means we can suck out those points that we're going to need badly. Right, getting the Teutonic Order to like me, I rather think, is not going to help. Not nearly as much as a claim on them might do. Now I have no tricks up my sleeve for this, none at all. At least we're eligible for both Ideas Guy and for Odin. All we need is monthly income of 500, and then we get the achievement that we're wanting. For this one, all provinces in Britain and Scandinavia must be Norse. Okay. Do we have to own them? You didn't take Diplo support, Jake. They didn't have enough influence to give me that. Okay, it does have to be owned by me and Norse. Okay, so straight away we've been discovered in Denmark, giving us a bit of an aggressive expansion all around. Also spying that these guys are doing quite well against you. But the Swedes are still loyal. I want to keep a close eye on that. In fact, there are a lot of countries that I want to keep a close eye upon. Sweden, Denmark, Pomerania, Teutonic Order, Poland, Litauen, the Livonians as well. I know the best clicking action on Twitch today. Heck, even Novgorod, I have a bit of interest in you. Lubeck as well, you guys are quite interesting. Same with you, Hamburg. And a nice little one that tends to get forgotten, East Frisia and even Mecklenburg. It's a real shame that Pomerania didn't end up with enemies around here, because they're nice, small, and relatively easy to get on my side. Brandenburg is going to be a pain unless they have some severe losses to their armies. Bohemia feels the same way in that we're threatened, but that's not going to be good enough. I need a good naval individual who wants to protect me, because good lord, we need protection. No CB Riga, Jake, you know you want to. You know I need 9,000 troops to siege down Riga. I have 4, I can support 6. I can't afford 6. It's hard times for us. May as well grab a claim on Pomerania. These are the 3 people who it is possible to go to war with early on via claim, so we'll just prepare for that straight away. Gift to a state would be nice, but actually 3 ducats? No. So Poland have secured their union over Lithuania. These Teutonic nasties still desire my land. Pomerania have put a claim on Danzig. This is rather important, and I'm going to use it as soon as possible. Once that Danish claim is back home, I might be able to do something with this, but it's highly likely I will not. Part of the reason this campaign was really interesting to me... What's all this redness? Okay, we have a disloyal Sweden. Tyrant overlord and siphoned income. Right. I was on a train of thought about something over here. I completely forgot it because the Swedes just became important to me. Maybe not important, but what I need to do is tell the world that I want this, and I want this. Denmark not so concerned about. May as well say so anyway. Okay, this has become important. Take Denmark's islands and Gotland. Yeah, make it seem so easy. Then again, we are Greater Denmark. We have the legitimacy on our side. So unfortunately, they've scored an alliance with Brandenburg. There are worse allies that could have scored. The question is Sweden going to get some big friends? Sweden cannot get Lithuania, since Lithuania has just got dragged into that personal union. There is just staggering neutrality between Novgorod and Sweden. Sweden's going to need to make some better friends. They wouldn't even let me support their independence. Tragic. I have to be careful though. One false move and Bornholm is dead. There are three countries that want me dead. At least we got our conquest there. I'm going to begin improving relations with the Teutonic Order. It might seem a little burnout since they have a great desire for my province over in Bornholm. But we might be able to do something with this. Brandenburg can't reach your island fortress, hardly the biggest threat there. No, they cannot, but Denmark can, and if Denmark are assisted on the ground, then all they need is bloomin' Riga. Just rub your 515 in my face. Okay, so Poland have gone for the Teutonic Order. This is pretty important to me. You might think this would be an ideal time to jump on them for Danzig, but there are several problems with that. The first and most pressing being that Teutonic Navy, I believe it is 20 strong. It is 20 strong and much stronger than ours. We've been discovered fabricating yet again, which is going to hurt the Teutonic opinion of us for 2 years. It's never easy being Greater Denmark. Muscovy's gunning down Novgorod, so it's unlikely Sweden's going to find good support for their independence. But as long as they're mad, they might just find some somewhere. Might seem strange that I'm not just busting out the guns and killing everything straight away, but I genuinely have nothing that I can think to leverage right now. Not a bloody thing. It's always East Frisia there, always a nice little entry point, but I can't join the HRE anyway. And they'd still probably kick my ass, because my fleet only has 3 transports. That's not very good. I had considered going the Irish route. Nothing I like at the start of a campaign more than just crushing the Irish. But England have a way of unifying that. Jake, it would be cool to join the HRE temporarily. That would be difficult, troublesome, bothersome, and all those other words. Guess I managed to take care of those pretenders, which isn't so good. A weak Denmark is a strong Greater Denmark. So I'm sitting on a free diplomat for a while because I'm awful at managing these kinds of things. And Pomerania really hate me. Must be that covert action that I'm trying to do. Sadly, getting friends is tricky to say the least. I need to appeal to my enemies' enemies, so that includes Teutonic Order. Well, Novgorod is not someone to appeal to, and Scotland, they're not going to care at all. And then there are the Poles, granted. Poles and Bohemia. Sooner or later I'm going to have a better fleet than you, but there's a lot of other problems we have. Still, good relations with the Poles may just go a long way. Sadly, we're just going to have to speed 5 it until an opportunity presents itself. Like, during the height of summer festivities in our capital, members of 2 feuding tribes have decided to have a public showdown and fight it out in front of the entire political and religious leadership. In the chaos, someone murdered Maria Theresa, our heir. So, goodbye stability, goodbye Maria Theresa. Hello, slightly better Sophie. Sophie de Valois, at least you're strong, but you're still a woman. Jake become protectorate. Well, that could be requested. Glorious economic base compared to Polish minus 1,798. Please, my friends, become... allow me to be a protectorate. Yeah, it doesn't seem to... they don't seem to want to go down that route. Strangely enough, my tiny base does not appeal to them. It appeals to nobody. Well, actually, it appeals to some people more than others, but I'd have to find the willing. Height of summer festivities in February, Jake. Maybe she died long ago and we just didn't know or care until now. There's no real point in upping my stability since it doesn't have any real impact here. And we are too strong to have any rivals. whatsoever. Helps if I look at my own country. There we go. There are no appropriate nations for Greater Denmark to pick as a rival, either due to being too strong or too weak. I like that too strong part, really speaks to me. Doesn't help that these guys are militarists, so they probably want every province anywhere near them. And even with maxed out relations, they hate my guts. That's a shame. I was hoping I could work with something there. Still. Having a wee bit of a thought here. That's what I'm good at, you see, thinking. Thinking of declaring war on the Teutonic Order, but that might not help me out at all. We'll see what Poland do, because that could end up being interesting. Poland are allied with Bohemia and have Lithuania under them. They also have Moldavia under them. We shall see what happens. I also, even though my money is tighter than a something, I'm gonna grab a couple of galleys because it could come in handy. This is awful. If only I could recover my prestige. If only I could do anything. Oh yeah, there are some things going on there that might interest you. I can actually see all of this. If only I could do anything about that knowledge. Can't marry them. Actually, can I marry them? Well, if it weren't for the vast distance between our borders, I certainly could. But I will not. Also, hats off to you, Genoa. You managed to score the City of World's Desire. More power to you. Be even more impressed if you get that converted. Now, Pomerania just did something. He went to war with the Teutonic Order. That kind of works against me and for me, but mostly against me. My issue is that I really want to have the Teutonic disorder on my side here. Sadly, all I can offer them is that, and that is too paltry. And loans are only 1 ducat a pop here. I'm going to pop back one of those galleys and see what can be done from here, because this is important to me. Although they hate my guts, they won't give me military. Although I'm kind of tempting to help them, they won't. Ugh, words are failing me here just as much as my country is. But this might help. Now you have a lot less economic-based tax. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Why would it? Well, hello Poland. Seems you have a naval bit there. Why are you hostile to me? They want Bornholm. Why would they want Bornholm? Why is everyone so nasty to my poor little country? If it weren't for that, we could almost nearly have an alliance. Still going to keep increasing those relations though, because you don't know how. Don't know how it could go. Jake, did you just consider loans? Listen, when you have... Wait for it. Interest per annum -1 is your finisher idea. Why wouldn't you consider loans? I wish I could do this, but it's not an option right now. You have access through Poland, but Teutonic Order have that as well. Yes, Teutonic Order no longer hate my guts, no longer want my province. We might just be able to do something with this. Now, they only very recently declared war. I don't need you out of Mothball, but I will anyway. We have to play this kind of carefully. You, I want you here, and I want you now. So, my good friends, Teutonic Order, what can you do? Holy smokes, I'm running a deficit just by doing that. Military army. Teutonic Order have diddly squat. Well, no guts, no glory. If we're going to get annexed, we may as well go out in style, right? Teutonic Order, I am a generous guy. First off, I'm going to improve relations with you. I have to wait a wee bit to get those... Right, I'm going to wait for the tick of the month because the relations that you build up by improving relations will only tick away down by 3 at the turn of each year. So now that it's January, I'm safe in the knowledge it's not going to go away for a wee while. We can have you returned home. And then I can see to this. Of course, you would never consider an alliance because you are an awful individual. Now you have access through Poland, but you're not using it. I wonder if that's because you know you can't siege this down with your 7,000 men. Okay, it's dangerous, but the idea of danger appeals to me. It's going to cost us almost all of our money as well, which really sucks. If only there was a way to get better relations with you that did not involve throwing all my money at you. But I can't proclaim guarantee over you. Ways to get +10 relations. Not coming to me. Ah, well, what can you do? Let's just go for it. This could hurt us or save us, but we're going to do anything anyway. So I just gave the Teutonic Order 50 ducats, because I'm a nice guy. That's what nice guys do. And now I'm going to enforce peace on you and join the war on the Teutonic Disorder side. It means I can get my boats out of there, start blockading you for them sweet ducats, and get my army led by glorious Higgins de Valois. Oh, there's something I forgot to do. Asian long spear infantry and Asian and archer cavalry are god-awful. Switch them out for East Asian archer cavalry, since they have offensive shock. Asian long spear infantry only have defensive. That's pretty awful, but your choices between offensive shock and offensive morale, well, in this early game, to be honest, I don't want to switch for either, but I may as well try something. So with this, I'm also going to grab military access through Poland. Did I just do that with a... with a diplomat that wasn't around? Okay, I don't really have anything to worry about here, except the loss of my entire country. I am extremely curious in what my... I'm curious what my friends in Teutonic Disorder are going to do here, but it's going to work to my benefit if they do exactly what they're doing right now. Okay, Higgins, you're the man. Get on that everything. You don't have any siege, but you'll be slightly faster getting out of that. Hop to it, my friends. Now, Pomerania may or may not hang around here. Good. Trust me, I've dealt with the Teutonics before. They can bounce back, even after such harsh things. Now, the Teutonic Order. They desire quite a bit of this land, but they don't desire Kolberg. There is a chance